This is GoPro Conversations with Brianna Richards, episode 2. Brianna. Tell us how you're really feeling, Brianna.
Absolutely amazing.
Why do you feel so amazing?
Because Kevin and I got engaged last night.
Really? How did it happen?
At the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve.
You didn't turn into a pumpkin?
No pumpkins. There were lights and pretty places.
Pretty places. Do you know the name of the pretty place?
Biltmore Village.
Biltmore Village. And the reason we're taking care of all of this information now is so in 20 years I can remember all the details.
So, let me tell you how it happened. Actually, you're better at this.
No. This is Conversation with Brianna.
Okay. I don't know if you're even filming me. Maybe you are. Okay.
You want to hold it?
Yeah, let me.
Go ahead. You are now the videographer.
Chopstick.
Of course.
So we were downtown Asheville with some of our best friends and family. Who was there? Let's see.
Your best friends today.
Yeah, Kevin's family wasn't here, mine. There was Lynn and Stephanie and Crystal and Jacob and Timothy and Bethany and Brittany. So hopefully remember all these people. And I'm not good at this. We ate at a sushi place and it was delicious. And then we started wandering around and
Downtown Asheville.
And we were just looking where they were going to do the fireworks. And I don't know if they ever did fireworks, but we went to the pretty triangle square. Actually, no, we didn't. That was earlier. And we ended up going to Biltmore Village.
Alright. We got done with sushi at 11:30 p.m. Which means I got a half hour. Popped the question. Still had no idea where we were going to go. But thankfully, we convinced Glenn and Stephanie to stick around. They were going to leave for Raleigh. But they decided they were going to stick around, which was fantastic.
And Stephanie had said she didn't want to be in for New Year's. Like at midnight, she wanted to be out somewhere. So if it wasn't for that, I would have suggested we just go back to the house and watch the ball drop from Times Square. But since Stephanie wanted to be out, I didn't want to just be like, okay, I'm leaving. So I told her I'd be out with her. So we were wandering around downtown looking for something cool.
And of course, nothing is open except for bars and clubs, which we weren't going to get into within a half an hour because the lines were around the block, and I was like, I really don't want to propose in the club. So Brittany and Stephanie both suggested go try to find fireworks. We knew there was going to be fireworks at the Biltmore. So we just jumped in the car and drove that direction. Well, no one else knew except for me, Glenn, and Stephanie. We weren't going for fireworks. We were just going for places that looked cool because they were going to video and take pictures when I asked. So they suggested going to the most up-class and expensive McDonald's in the world, which is actually pretty up-class.
It's nice, but I'm glad they didn't propose there.
Well, the plan wasn't to propose there. It was just a reason to get us over there. So we parked in that parking lot, and there's a couple different really nice high-class hotels over there, and the entrance to the Biltmore Hotel is over there. So,
it was all lit up with pretty Christmas lights and stuff.
Everyone thought we were still doing fireworks. So they started shooting out fireworks, the test fireworks right before midnight. So we're walking up this huge 4-lane bridge away from all the pretty lights, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't gonna happen. So I'm like, we're going to the lights. So we run across the road, and
everyone runs.
We have 30 seconds left before midnight.
My brother had a timer on his phone.
Yeah, he had a countdown app. So we book it over to the front of this Biltmore Hotel, and it's just the entryway. And so everyone stops because it's midnight, and everyone's like, "Oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year!"
So we're all like, "Happy New Year!" But Kevin keeps running.
I'm running to the front because that's where I'm like, you know what? This is where the lights, big, awesome. Security guard comes out, and we're like, we're just looking, and he's like, all right, fine, Happy New Year. And it's midnight, so do the whole New Year's kiss, and I reach in my pocket, and I have to take my glove off. So I'm one-handedly trying to shake my glove off my hand.
Well, because he started fumbling in his pocket while we were kissing. And at that point, my heart started just like pounding. I was like, oh my goodness, is he about to ask me to marry him?
Because she had no idea this was happening. She didn't know.
Yeah, because all day everyone's like, oh yeah, we'll just, head downtown, maybe find somewhere to be. Like, no one had any plans, and I figured if it was happening, we'd know what we were doing, where we were going to be. And so at that point, like, in the evening, I was like, oh, I'm not getting engaged.
So, she finally lets go of me. And, like, I kind of put her in front of me a little bit, and I'm like, I got nothing. I'm like, I didn't plan any speech. I got no words. I'm like, I really have nothing to say at this point.
No, he didn't say that. He was
So
just
I'm like,
I have no
so
words.
what I say to her, I was like, Brianna, I really don't have any words. So I opened up the ring case, I put it in front of her, and then I got down on one knee. And at this point, she's like, just making weird noises. And I asked her, verbatim, you can quote me, quote unquote, Brianna, do you want to spend the rest of your life?
And I said, of course.
She did not cry. She didn't cry. I was impressed. She didn't cry. She didn't cry until we got home. Then she cried a little bit.
Tell him when I cried.
Debbie, you're filming up a little bit.
Oh
But anyway, so at that point, Stephanie and Belinda knew what was going on, so they knew exactly what was going down. So they took pictures and they videotaped the whole thing. And then we spent the next 20 minutes going different places and taking pictures around, like the Biltmore Estates and stuff. It was really cool. So we got video evidence, and then it was close to 1 o'clock at this point. We drove back to her Aunt Rhonda's house where everyone was. We have a video of that, which you will also want to see. Hilarious. Her mom freaked. So it was really cool. The reason Brianna cried is because when I asked her parents for permission, we were at her house in Greenville, and her parents were sitting on the little swing on their front porch, which, if you know Brianna, is really important to her. So
tearing up right now.
yeah, that's the 411. Baby,
Am I not
you're
getting?
pointing out the window.
I don't think so.
No, you are. All right, so that is how it happened.
Sad story.
Did you close up the ring?
Oh.
It has been GoPro'd. All right. Until next time, peoples.